U.S. know what country you represent. Throw up your flag. Second. Do that like that. Family, I need you to smash up the likes, smash up the likes, smash up the likes. Also, if you have not done so already on YouTube, after you subscribe, there's a little bell next to your subscribe button. Go ahead and click that thing right now so you can get your notifications each time I drop a new video like this. That way you'll be in the loop. I'm gonna let a few hundred of y'all come in and then I'm going in. But man, I got news for y'all. I got some news for you, man. I got some news you can use. Who we got here? Let's see who we got. We got J. Ed, Arkansas. Gail, what's up, Gail? Marquise, what's up? What's up, Marquise? What it do, Easy? Easy Jones, Mac Malone, Loretta, Charles, RJ. What's up, Judge? Judge Dredge in the building. Amby. Okay, fam. I'm going in. As expected, Tyler Perry responded to these essay allegations against him. He's been accused of sexual harassment, assault, and infliction of emotional distress and retaliation. However, Tyler Perry intends to fight these claims, and he has already issued a public response, an official public response to his innocence. The actor who is accusing Tyler Perry is Derek Dixon. He filed a suit against Tyler Perry after previously appearing in 85 episodes of The Oval. That's Tyler Perry's BET series. The lawsuit is seeking at least $260 million in punitive damages. That lawsuit alleges that Tyler Perry exerted his power to take advantage of Dixon. Among the accusations is that Perry groped Dixon's buttocks and often made sexual remarks and propositions. In a response shared through his lawyer, Matthew Boyd, Perry insisted that the claims are completely false and will be proven as much in court. This is an individual who got close to Tyler Perry for what now appears to be nothing more than setting up a scam. This is what Tyler Perry's lawyer said. But Tyler will not be shaken down, and we are confident these fabricated claims of harassment will fail. Dixon alleges that he first met the Medea star at a party in 2019, claiming that Perry immediately took an interest in him. After some phone conversations and casting, Dixon in a role for Restless, it alleged that Tyler Perry claimed he was too drunk to drive home and offered Dixon a guest room to stay. Allegedly, Perry climbed into the guest bed with Dixon that night and began to rub against him. The new lawsuit claims that this put Dixon into a position where he needed to make it clear to Perry he wasn't interested in sex while trying to continue working with the filmmaker. Let's stop right there. Once somebody violates you, I don't give a damn how much money they paying you. You got to shut that down. You got to shut it down. Stop putting profit over principle. Stop putting money over morals. Stop putting currency over conviction. You gotta shut it down. I'm so damn sick and tired of all of these people coming up here with these lawsuits talking about they kept on allowing this person to violate them, to abuse them, to mistreat them because they was paying them. Yeah, man, when we gonna start getting back to some just good old-fashioned values? If you don't know what you won't do for money, you gonna know what you will do for money, you better know what you won't do for money. That's the problem with this damn country. Everything is a paycheck. We got an excuse for everything, and that's that whole mentality where even when you check somebody, if you check somebody right now today, if you check somebody, the first thing somebody gonna say is, well, they probably got more money than you. Oh, you just mad because I got money. Oh, you broke. That's the only defense. That's the only defense they have. If you don't like what somebody's saying about you and you got more money than them, the first thing you want to say is, oh, shit, you broke ass. You broke. You broke. He broke. Somebody do something that's foul, pimp their daughter out, had a little 5-year-old, 6-year-old, 4-year-old daughter singing grown folk songs, twerking. Oh, man, that woman getting her money. I can't hate on that. She getting paid. That's all we care about. I'm so sick of this. Everything is just money, money, money. I ain't fronting on money, fam. I know we got to make money. We got to have money to live. I got all of that. But what comes first? Money or your soul? What comes first? Fam, look, I didn't even expect to get this hype this morning. I know it's early. I ain't trying to shock y'all into waking up. But damn, man, that just struck a nerve with me, man. That damn money, man, just everything. Money, 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 money. Man, you can get money and maintain your respect. You can get money and maintain your dignity. You can get money and still have values. Sometimes I hear people saying, oh, well, you know, if they're in Hollywood, they sold out. They sold out. I've been in the entertainment business 36 years. You ain't got one person out there can tell you Willie D did anything slick to get on. You can't find one person. If you find one person to say anything like that against me, it's a straight up lie, and I'm coming for them. They lying. You ain't got to do all, man, look, man, the money gonna come, man. If you build it, they'll come. What's for you is gonna be for you. When God closes one door, he opens another. So maybe that door you trying to go through that's locked, that's jammed, man, you can't get in, maybe that door ain't meant for you. That's why it won't open up for you, because it ain't meant for you. Man, people just kill me with this, man, that's just money. Well, I did it because you know, I didn't want him to ruin my career. My career. I could have had a lot more money a lot earlier in my career, but I refused to be a chump, to be a sucker, to be played. You know, and I had to think about that. I had to make some decisions. You know, like, but I'm on default with the game. So, like, I'm anti-sucker. You know, so as soon as I see it, I shut it down. I don't even have time to think about it until years later. Like, damn, yeah, that cost me. But guess what? Cost me some money. That cost me some money. That cost me some plays on the radio. That cost me some concerts. That cost me a deal. But all of those years in between, I slept good. I was able to look myself in the mirror and be proud of the man that was staring back at me. I was able to raise my own kids with love and guidance. I was able to be there for my own. So when I look back at that, I have to say I made the right choices. I made the right decisions. So I ain't got no gaps in my life where I got played, where somebody played with my booty or something like that. I ain't got not one gap. No pun intended. But yeah, I ain't got nothing like that on my record. I stayed solid the entire time. Talking about these politics, calling out these crooked politicians, these dirty law enforcement agents, these suckers, these clowns, even low-down women have cost me over the years, have cost me some sales, cost me some money here and there, whatever. But I stood on 10. I stood 10 toes down. And I stayed me the entire time. And I'm still me right now. Sold, not for sale. And I'm still a millionaire. Stayed solid the entire time. Damn near lost everything. Came back and got it all. And got more than that on top of that. Y'all remember what happened with Dave Chappelle when they tried to get Dave Chappelle to sell his soul? And he took off and went to Africa, and everybody was looking down on him. He crazy, man. He lost that $50 million, man. That was a $50 million deal. I mean, he crazy. Now, everybody else was crazy. That was calling him crazy was crazy. That man was like, I'm not selling my soul. I want to do business in Hollywood. I want to have this life. I want some money, but I don't want it like that. I don't want to pay this price for it. So he took off. And he only came back when he had an opportunity that fit him, that suited him, that was in line with his principles, that was aligned with his principles. This guy, Derek Dixon, who's Tyler Perry's accuser, is running the same play that all these other people in the Diddy case is running, talking about how Diddy paid their rent, Diddy paid for their car, he gave them a monthly stipend. He would have affected their career, so that's why they allowed the abuse to continue. Now, man, now hell no. Give me some accountability. What about on your end? Why you going to that man's house? You already know the man wanna dig in you. You know he want to dig up in you, but you're going to his house anyway. You going? He knew before he spent the night at Tyler's house what Tyler wanted. If that's the case, if we are to believe what he's saying, he knew that what Tyler wanted before he went to that man's house and got in that bed and went to sleep. He already knew what time it was. But we supposed to believe this. Nah, man. He going back. He spending all of them. Tyler is the writer, director, the producer, the gopher, the production assistant, the costume. He doing everything. So the dude around Tyler, hundreds of hours. He's been on 85 episodes of the Oval. So he's been around Tyler for hundreds of hours. So if Tyler wanted him like that, he already know that. But he's still around him every day. Man, that's like being out on a, walking through a landmine. Everywhere you turn, everywhere you step, you about to get your leg blown off. You about to get your leg blown off. That's too much pressure, man. Get out. Contact the authorities the first time he do it. Get out. Moving on. So, this dude, Derek Dixon, kept informing Tyler Perry that he was not into sex in order to keep Perry at bay, while at the same time not insulting the person who was dangling his career in front of him, the complaint says. Dixon further alleges that Perry did not back off with his attempts after that situation. Perry was accused of sending suggestive text messages in addition to making sexual comments on set, as well as asking Dixon very personal questions. Dixon says he was tolerant of Perry's behavior because he was worried that the character on the Oval would be killed off otherwise, jeopardizing his career. So he'd rather jeopardize his integrity to save his career. He'd rather jeopardize his mental stability than lose his career. Moving on. Another situation addressed in the legal complaint concerns an unmade project Dixon was planning to develop. Now we're getting down to the good part. You see where I'm going with this, fam? Another situation addressed in the legal complaint concerns an unmade project Dixon was planning to develop. Who do you think Dixon wanted to help him develop that plan? Develop that project. Ding, 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 ding. So let's see if we can guess this part. Dixon got a project he wants Tyler Perry to develop. Tyler says, okay, but then he dangles the project in front of his face so that he can get him to behave like he wants him to behave and give him a little something, something. Dixon says he wrote a screenplay for a show called Losing It after Perry promised to produce a pilot for him. Allegedly, Dixon visited Perry's home in June 2021 to talk about the project when another inappropriate incident occurred. So let me get this straight. This guy is assaulting you. He's assaulted you in the past. He's come on to you. You're not interested at all. Yet you go into the belly of the beast by yourself. You just travel right into the belly of the beast. Ding, ding, ding. Tyler, I'm here. Why would you do that? Is your soul that unimportant that you would sell it for a movie script? Is your mental health so unimportant that you would sell it for a movie script? If you didn't give a damn about your mental health then, why do you care about it now? I'm sick and tired of this, man. Have some accountability, man. You're grown. You're making all these other grown decisions. You come and go when you want. You have sex when you want. You cuss when you want. You drink. You smoke. You do whatever you want. But when it comes to this sex thing, you just can't figure it out. You just can't take no accountability. You can't be held responsible for your sexual acts or the people that you come in contact with. who pursue you. You just can't get away from them. Even though you live in separate homes and you go home every night, you just can't get away. You just keep going back to them. You keep going back to your predator. Dixon visited Perry's home in June 2021 to talk about the project when another inappropriate incident occurred. It's claimed that Perry attempted to sexually assault Dixon in his home, in his guest house, with Dixon added that Perry allegedly apologized in a phone call a couple of days later. Perry was said to have blamed testosterone supplements for his behavior and again promised to produce losing it. Though Dixon says that this was always a false promise meant to control the actor. Perry was only using the show as a quid pro quo to Dixon, holding its production over Dixon's head like the sword of Damocles, as I've never heard of the sword of Damocles, but hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. Y'all let me know, correct me if I'm wrong. It's either Damocles or Damocles. I'm thinking Damocles. Okay, Perry's newest movie, The Straw, has been dominating the streaming charts on Netflix, currently sitting at #1. So here's the deal, family. Obviously, we don't know what the truth is. It sounds like something that could be plausible. Damocles, okay. Damocles, okay. Damocles, I got you. Damocles. Okay, thank you for that. It's we don't know what the truth is. We wasn't there. But let's just look at both sides and just be objective. On one side, you got the guy that's claiming that he was assaulted, and let's say that we don't believe him. We do not believe any of it. Damocles. Yeah, Damocles. Okay. So we do not believe any of it, right? Well, that should trigger a countersuit. If none of this really happened, Tyler Perry should come out swinging on everybody. I'm talking about swinging on everybody. The lawyers, the complainant, the plaintiff, the people who post and that posted and that act like that what the guy is saying is truth, and they, instead of saying allegedly or whatever they saying is truthful, going using that and saying that, oh, this is what happened, and they're being affirmative about it. Okay, cool. He should go after all of them, and he should go after them with vengeance, right? But let's say it's true. In that case, Tyler would be wrong, because if you put a woman in that situation, it's the same thing. So in that case, Tyler would be wrong for putting that type of pressure on somebody and dangling their career in front of them and all that kind of stuff. But on the other hand, that's still some accountability for this guy who allowed this stuff to happen for so many years, so many episodes, and he's going consciously making a decision to write a film and take it to Tyler. I mean, you write a film, go take it to somebody else. You're tired of Tyler messing with you. Here's your opportunity to break away. Take the script to somebody else. But no, he takes the script to Tyler Perry, who he claims is abusing him. So he takes it to him and gets further in bed, no pun intended, with Tyler. So that Tyler can have something else to dangle over his head. I'm not buying that, man. Where's your accountability? You're a grown-ass man. What about some accountability? Listen, fam, and I've given this analogy before. I'll give it again because I think it's a perfect analogy. If I leave my car unlocked, if I leave my car doors unlocked, and I leave a stack of money on the dashboard, and I leave my watch in the seat, I leave a Rolex diamond encrusted Rolex on the seat. Let's say it's bust down. And somebody steal my stuff out of the car. It's my stuff. I did not commit a crime. I should be able to leave my stuff in my car and not have anybody take it away. But that ain't the reality that we live in. That's not the society we live in. We are surrounded by thieves. They're all in the government. We're surrounded by thieves. Why would I expect to leave my diamonds watch in the seat and a stack of money on the dashboard in the parking lot of Walmart, go inside of the store, come out 20 minutes later and expect it to still be there? Somebody gotta take some responsibility. I gotta take some responsibility. Whoever stole my money, I'm gonna be mad about that. But I'm gonna be mad more at myself because I allowed it. I actually set the play up. I made it easy. I made myself look like a lick. I'm gonna take the ultimate responsibility. If I buy a $100,000 chain and walk into the grocery store, to a corner store, some dudes standing around, maybe they ain't even standing around, but I just get out, got my chain on, my $100,000 chain on, and I go into the corner store, to the gas station or something, and buy something. And I come out and some fool say, give it up. You got me. I'm gonna be mad at him, and I'm gonna be trying to figure out who he is and how I can get him. But I also gotta be mad at myself first, because if my dumb ass wouldn't have walked inside of there with the damn chain on in the first place, he wouldn't have never had anything to take from me. He would have been just practicing. But no, I turned it into a full damn game. So I gotta take some accountability. The problem I have with a lot of these people that be filing these sexual assault cases, and some of them do be lying, is that they don't take no accountability whatsoever. Their actions are just their actions. The only person that's supposed to be accountable for anything is the person they're accusing. I don't believe in that. I do not believe in that. What's up, Brian? Now, I'm saying, Brian, if it's true, I'm saying if it's true, if we are to believe what dude said is true, I'm saying that he has some accountability because he kept going back. He kept giving Tyler Perry access to him. Money, the opportunity to make money, to earn money, to get money should not be an excuse for allowing someone to violate you. That should not be an excuse. You should not get a pass because you trying to get some bread. We should not just be understanding that you're trying to get some bread and that's why you allowed it to happen. That shouldn't be a pass. That shouldn't be a free pass. We should never give money that kind of power. We should never give money that kind of power. And that's the problem in this country. We give money too much power. Yes, money is power. Yeah, money give you power. But we give money too much power. And I'm going to tell you something, fam. Some people in this country might think that I'm naive, but I've lived in a foreign country before, in 2 foreign countries. I've lived abroad, and I've seen how people don't prioritize money over integrity. They don't prioritize money over class. They do not prioritize money over family. Yeah, I seen it with my own eyes. I seen it. I seen it. I lived in Baku, Azerbaijan for 10 years. And while they don't have the opportunities, many of the opportunities that you have in America to get money, America can't touch the moral fabric of Baku, Azerbaijan. They're better than us. That's right, I said it. Collectively, they're better than us. Those people love each other for real. They love family for real. They love their community for real. Ain't no raping in that neighborhoods. Yeah, ain't no raping. Ain't no beating up, slapping up women and robbing old folks and beating old folks up. Ain't none of that going on. None of it. And they're poor for real. Not all of them, but many of them, most of them are poor for real. They lead with integrity, man. Tell y'all a quick story. I went to the countryside to buy my kids a couple of dogs, right? So the breeder brings the dogs out and my kids hold them and they immediately fall in love with them. My kids at this time, my kids are like 5 and they're like 5 and 9. They grab on the dogs, they just rubbing the dogs. They already attached to the dogs. We're sitting in the truck, an SUV, and they're attached to the dogs just that quickly. So I give the dude the down payment for the dogs because the dogs still needed one more shot. Each dog needed one more shot. So it was going to take another 2 weeks for us to take the dogs home. I give the dude the down payment and I tell my driver to tell the dude, because he didn't speak English, I tell my driver to tell the dude to give me a receipt. And my driver looked at me, he was like, he's like, we don't do that here, Mr. Dennis. We don't do that here. Like, we don't give receipts. And I say, what you mean, receipt? What you mean I can't get a receipt? I don't know this dude. Like, I don't know him. I'm not just going to give him some money and trust him. He's like, I said, tell him I want a receipt. I was adamant. He turns to the dude and tells the dude that I said I want a receipt. Dude, grab the puppies and take them back into the house. I mean, go back inside and shut his gate and go in the house. I'm like, what is he doing? The kids are sad. I'm like, I don't give a damn. You know what I'm saying? I need a receipt. I don't know him. Let's go. I'm ready to go, right? I'm like, I ain't playing all these games with him. Hey, give me a receipt, man. I'm from America, I'm from the land of the don't trust nobody, the crooks and the thieves, So we're headed back home, and after about 10 minutes of drive, everybody's silent, My kids, mom, the kids are driving, everybody quiet. I'm quiet, and everybody thinking the same thing, right? Everybody thinking about these dogs that I just said leave them behind. After about 10 minutes, I was like, all right, turn around, man. And I said, turn around. Everybody just started smiling. Like everybody, even the driver started smiling. And everybody, he turned around, we went back, and I said, tell the dude, man, tell him I apologize and that, I'm from America and, we just do things differently over there. But tell him that I meant no disrespect and that the kids want the dogs and blah, blah, blah. And the dude accepted my apology. And 2 weeks later, we went back and got the dogs. Now, that's the way they do business in Baku, Azerbaijan. You do business on your word. Your word is bond. No receipts. Well, even if you're buying a car, no receipts. No receipts. You, whatever you do is your word. Now, if you go into a store, a market or something, they give you a receipt. But when you make a business deal with an individual, no receipts. They don't do that. I'm telling you, fam, if I hadn't seen it myself, I would not have believed it. Because I've been like you guys, most of you guys that's watching, I've been conditioned, to believe that people are untrustworthy. I've never seen anything like that before. But I had to see it with my own eyes. So their word is bond. Like, and family means something for real. Like, it's unheard of to hear about a family member killing a family member. They don't even a neighbor, they don't do stuff like that. They're civilized, and we look down on them like they're behind because they're poor, and some of them still have dirt floors, literally. We look at them like they're the ones behind. But who's really behind? So, fam, just to update you, Tyler Perry has responded to the fabricated claims of harassment. This is according to his legal team. They call it fabricated claims of harassment. Now, I mentioned in the caption, in the title, that others are going to be coming for Tyler Perry. Mark my words. What is this? June 18th, 9:30 a.m. Central Time. There will be more lawsuits coming now. You better believe that. More lawsuits are going to be filed because all it takes is one person to do it, and the others start coming out the woodworks. Now, if it's true, they should come out the woodworks. They should. But I still think that these type of allegations should have some type of statute of limitation. At from the at, I said this before. I'm gonna say it again. Here's what I think it should, this is how I think it should go. You have the clock starts ticking from the moment you can get to a reasonable, safe distance away from your predator. From the moment you get to a reasonable, safe distance from your predator, your attacker, the clock starts ticking. And you have 1 year to come forward with your allegations. You got 1 year. After that, hey man, that's on you. You got 1 year. Clock start ticking. The clock start ticking when you get to a reasonable, safe distance. All of this coming back 50 years later and 40 and 30 years later, sometime when people dead and gone, oh man, that's for the birds. If somebody do something to me, I want immediate justice. I want it. Yeah, man. I said it, I meant it, and the fight go with it. I want it. I want some payback now. I don't even see how somebody can wait for justice that long. I want some immediate justice. I want it. Yeah, I want it now. So all of this stuff about you waited 10 years, 17 years, you ain't said nothing, and you finally saying something because it looks like everybody's suing now and the coast is clear, and man, get out of here. You got 1 year from the time the clock starts ticking. And the clock starts ticking when you are at a reasonable, safe distance from your attacker. Mark my words though, fam. There are going to be more accusers. And I would go as far as saying that within the next 2 weeks, there's going to be at least another accuser within the next 2 weeks. Because DC, what up? See, somebody who said this, see, this is what I'm saying about the money, y'all. Flip the script, say for 260 million, I'd be an accuser. You see, I'd be an accuser for 260 million. Why would you want your name even attached to something like that? Why would you even want to put your name in a pot like that? This is what I mean, fam, about money. We got to have some type of moral compass. If you don't know what you will do for money, you got to know what you won't do for money. And what I won't do for money is lie on another man to try to get them put in jail so I can come up, so I can get paid. You know, that's poor hustling. I wouldn't want something like that on my record. I wouldn't want to put another man's reputation on the line and drag another man based on a lie trying to get paid. I wouldn't do that to another man for no amount of money. The thing about money, fam, is that money come and go. No matter how much money it is, you can only spend so much money. Even if you had $1 trillion, you can only spend so much money anyway. After you buy everything you want, you know what happens? And some of you can attest to this. Some of y'all that had big money. After you buy all the stuff that you want, go all the places you want to go. If you ain't got a strong family foundation, if you don't have a strong mental foundation, if you ain't got no peace, money ain't gonna bring it. So you're gonna have money, you're gonna have them cars, and you be in that big old house, but you're gonna be lonely. You might think you ain't gonna be lonely because you ain't never experienced nothing like that. You can be in a 50, you can be in a 50 bedroom mansion with a big old party going on, 200 people inside, and still be lonely. You can walk out on that stage in front of 20,000 people, cheering your name, and still be lonely. Because them 20,000 people, when you go back and get in that bed at the end of the night, them 20,000 people ain't gonna fit in that bed. So they can tell you how great you are, how pretty you are, how talented you are, how smart you are. You can get all of those, you can get all of those praises, rained on you. But if you ain't at peace with yourself, if you ain't good inside, if your mental health ain't on point, man, you're gonna drive yourself crazy. That's why people who appear to have everything sometimes take their own life. Some of us can't even fathom something like that because in our mind, money is the rule. Money is the answer for everything. And so we can't even understand it. And here we are, we have many examples of people who had access to all the money in the world and still killed themselves. Can't nothing be peace, man. Ain't nothing. That the lack of peace will cause you stress that will trigger, other types of, health issues that will eventually kill you. So you had $1 billion, but you died before you was 50 because you was stressed out. Look at Steve Jobs, all that money he had, all that money, still died young. And money couldn't save him. That is the biggest problem, the absolute biggest problem in America has always been the love of money. The idea that as long as it makes money, then it's all right. This is what America did in regards to slavery. They justified slavery because it paid for the farm. It paid for education. It paid for a lifestyle. It paid to build streets and roads. It paid to build roads and railroads and bridges. It paid to build monuments and government buildings. Slaves. They justified it because, man, it's just too much money. We're making too much money. We got to keep them enslaved. We got to do this slavery thing. Man, we got this place over here called America. And we got the land, but now we need somebody to build it. Okay, well, look, man, that ain't no problem. We're going to build it. Why should we build it, man? Let's just go and get those people over there and capture them and enslave them and force them to build it. Money. All of this shit come back to money. Money. when it comes to money, you got to be able to use money as a tool to, you got to use money as a tool instead of trying to use money to rule, to control. You got to use it as a tool to live, to take care of things, to, you know, to gain access, you know, to make things better. You know what I'm saying? To improve your lifestyle, that's cool. But having money rule you, that's why America is in the position it's in right now. Every single issue, that every major problem that America has can be traced right back to money. And before you get to the money, you get to greed. It starts with greed. Every single issue, at least all of the major issues, all of it, it comes back to money. It might look like something else, but money is the root. That's my time, fam. I appreciate y'all joining the live. Until next time, enjoy the rest of your morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are in the world. Mark my words, within the next couple of weeks, within the next couple of weeks, I suspect there will be more accusers who are going to be pointing the finger at Tyler Perry. So get ready. No more talk.